Hey there, this is LA Calling, and you're watching Brutally Delicious with Bruce Moore.
Hey, welcome to Brutally Delicious. I'm Bruce Moore. Today we've got another great show in store for you. This time, we're joined by John Gallagher, the legendary metal act Raven. Stay tuned. We'll see what he has cooked up for us today. Hey, John.
Bruce.
Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Good to be here.
Wonderful you came out. What do you got?
We're going to make some metal spaghetti bolognese with a twist.
With a twist.
Like twist, yes.
Awesome. If you want to go ahead and we'll go ahead and get started.
All right.
I've got a couple questions I can grill you with.
Good deal.
Never mind the cooking pun there, and we'll see where we end up.
Well, let's put this stove on here, nice and hot. And we got some olive oil, which I'm going to pop in here. Just get that going.
And that's just regular old generic olive oil. We got the stove on medium.
Yeah.
And while we're going to crush up some garlic. While you're crushing up the garlic, now you guys just finished up a tour, right?
We did. 43 dates.
43 dates. How did that go?
Oh man, it actually went really well. We played a lot of places we haven't played before, which was kind of exploratory. And of course, playing Fort Wayne on a Tuesday night at 8 degrees is never the greatest thing. But the places that we normally do very well at, the Los Angeles, Chicago, Toronto, New York, blah blah blah, was so much better than ever before actually, which is really great.
That's wonderful, but let me, you just said you played places you've never played before, so in your 40-year career there are still places out there that you haven't hit?
Oh yeah, and there's places where we've played in the general area maybe,
right.
I don't know, 30 years ago, something crazy like that.
What were the crowds like?
They were as insane as ever. We have a pretty fanatical fan base, which is...
You guys have been known for having a rabid fan base, so...
Very, very cool. We were playing a couple of new songs on this thing, which is, you know, touting for a Kickstarter. We needed some additional money to finish the new album.
Right.
And, you know, as a way of advertising, I played a couple of new songs, and when you got people singing the chorus,
before it's even released, that's pretty nice.
That's pretty cool. That shows you in the right direction.
Excellent. So we've got, how many cloves of garlic are you about?
I'm going to do about 5.
Okay.
Get that together. This is always the worst part of it, stripping this rubbish off it.
So you said you're working on the new album. Any idea when that's going to be released?
That will be out in February.
Okay, so it's firm. Is it recorded already?
It is about 75% recorded. I have to go in and finish some vocals next week. Some ear candy.
Right.
Odds and ends. I'll be playing violin upside down in a bucket of custard or something like that. Okay.
What is your writing process like when you guys are writing? I mean, you guys are spread out geographically around the country, right? How do you guys go about that? Is it more the efforts of one particular member, or is it?
It's pretty mixed up. I mean, I'm the one that'll spend forever demoing stuff and re-demoing it. My brother's a lot more spontaneous, and so is Joe. So basically I'll do all this work and they'll say no. But we all contributed pretty well on this one, and a lot of the time as well, you know, we are spread out, but we'll get together like we did when we were rehearsing, and we'll jam. We actually had a couple of writing sessions, which was cool, just jamming,
right.
Then reviewing the tapes later.
So
I said, you know, I have this one riff, and then let's see where it goes. and a lot of good stuff came out.
So we were talking before the camera came. We were talking a little bit about technology. I mean, so you guys actually still do some of that? Get in a room and like the old school days and bounce riffs off each other instead of just taking, like, emailing stuff all over the place?
No, we don't do that. That's totally the antithesis of rock and roll.
Right.
It really is.
I mean, I know a lot of people.
That's what's killing music. It's you know, you need that human interaction.
And bouncing things off each other.
Bouncing things off each other, playing in the same room, interacting.
Right.
Oh, he's doing this, so I'll do that. There's always a little bit of that. Everything is not, you know, locked down. Like you're going to play this and you're going to play this. There's flexibility in that, and that way you have a little bit of magic on the day when you're recording. Oh,
and I 100% agree with you. But like I said, we were talking about it earlier. And I've had a lot of people come in here. And, you know, for geographic reasons, probably mostly, they said, I'll write the guitar part here and then send it to Sweden to the next guy. And I think in the end, the product is definitely more organic and more real than doing it the electronic way. Does that make sense?
It makes all the sense in the world. It's, you know, you're not making electronic dance music. If you're making that, it doesn't matter.
Right.
This kind of music, you do it like that, and you start listening as well. Is the guy actually playing, or is this a drum machine?
Right.
And especially the bands that are playing this more technical, I don't know if you want to call it death metal or rubbish, as I do half the time, but you know, you got these drummers that are sitting on the floor as if they're riding a bike, tickling the bass drums, everything's triggered, they're playing 240 beats a minute, and it may as well be a drum machine.
Right.
Because usually they can't play that well. The engineers can go in Pro Tools and fix all the kick drums,
right.
And fix it, and this he's not hitting this hard. Why bother? Stay at home, send a little box in.
You're preaching to the choir. I'm, like I told you earlier, I'm definitely an old school fan as well, and I think
I mean, what do you want to listen to? Or John Bonham?
Right.
I want to listen to John Bonham.
With some feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that runs me to the next sort of question then. When you guys are writing, are you guys writing with the live setting in mind, like how a chorus is going to come across on stage, or how a certain riff is going to come across, or are you writing just a song like for the song stage?
You'll think of that after the fact, but in the actual process of writing, you try not to think of anything other than this is cool.
Right.
I'm into this riff, this is happening. And then down the line you said, well, this is too complicated.
Right.
Will this translate? Is it not better to cut it quick? And we did a lot of that on this new record. Let's cut it quick.
Right.
Let's not 10,000 crazy bits. Let's do it right.
Alright, so we're going to brown that garlic up.
Got that garlic in there.
And I know we were just talking about technology. One of the things I wish they had is that smell edition by now. This is quite,
Oh yeah.
this is quite fantastic, and everybody at home is definitely missing out.
Alright.
Listen to that.
Nice and hot. Smells great.
And for those following at home, those were just diced tomatoes, 2 cans with the Italian seasoning in them already. We're just cutting up some zucchini.
Yes.
Slicing, got the ground beef going, tomatoes going. So sticking with the whole 40-year thing, you guys have been at this for 40 years. You ever imagine you should be doing it?
No.
I mean, that's a long time. People come and go, and you guys are still, you're still out there doing it.
Yeah, it's like, in one sense, yes, because that's, it's what I love to do. So,
right.
But you'd never consciously say, okay, in the year 2000 and blah, 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 I'm going to be cooking for heavy metal fans.
Right.
Isn't it marvellous? Sliced from the bones of a young girl's finger. Well, maybe not.
So we're back. For all you still keeping up. What would fans be surprised to find on your iPod or your MP3 player? Anything odd?
Odd? Yeah, I mean, I listen to all kinds of weird stuff. So there's some classical, Tori Amos,
Freak.
Kate
From the
Bush,
beginning.
Fiona Apple. I like some of the female singer-songwriters,
Right.
stuff like that.
More eclectic ones too. I like both of those.
There's some jazz stuff, more on the fusion side, like Mahalish, for example, Forever, and a lot of progressive stuff like Yes, Genesis, ELP, all the classical stuff like that.
Okay.
So maybe you're surprised and maybe not.
Alright, well, sticking with that same theme then, if you were stranded on a deserted island, you have 3 records for the rest of eternity, assuming you had a solar-powered CD player or a coconut-powered CD player, whatever it is, what would they be? And I know that's really tough, but...
Yeah, that always stinks. Deep Purple made in Japan. Boys for Perry, Tori.
That's a great record. That's a great record. When I make my list, I always need to forget about that. That's a great record.
Let's put ELP, Brain Solid Surgery. Stick that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just such a crazy record. It's brave, it's just out there.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. It's definitely out there.
Yeah, for being on a so-called major label.
And I like her because she takes tons of risks and they pay off. Well, not all the time. We had some
Some
ones
clunkers,
yeah,
but not on that record. She's just jumping
No,
out.
absolutely.
It's cool.
Have you heard the newer one? I know within the last year I can't even think of the title of it now. But I like it.
I have a lot of CDs to buy and catch up on. And the little I heard, I actually liked it. I thought
Yeah,
it was
I
a
liked
lot
it.
better than the previous ones.
Yes, I agree. What was the first record you ever bought with your own money?
Slayed Alive.
Really?
Still one of my favourite.
Is it really?
records.
I haven't
We
heard
might
it in a
squeeze,
long time.
might squeeze that under the Desert Island discs too.
Alright, what about the first concert you ever went to?
That was Slade as well.
Was it really?
With the opening band was the sensational Alex Harvey band.
I'm not familiar with them at all.
Oh my god. That, if you were going to say a show to start your introduction in music, those two were incredible. Alex Harvey is very like a Bon Scott type character.
Oh really?
But darker.
Wow.
They did a version of Framed, the old Eva Starr song.
So very much like
comes-
AC/DC.
Sits with a chair, sits the wrong way around. He's got a can of brown ale, Newcastle brown ale, and pours it over his head and slicks his hair back. Just walking along the street, minding my own affair. Transfixed at the ear. He says, "I was framed." He gets a chair up, smashes it to pieces. Like,
That was the opening of the show?
that was the opening
That's
act.
nice. So you got everybody's attention right away.
Yeah, and you got the guitar player all in green with white face, like some sort of crazy clown, Sal Clements, and they were heavy. And then Slade came out and were unbelievable.
Right.
So, yeah, that was transformational.
And I know we talked about earlier, you've been at this for a while and you were all in. But was there ever in the beginning, was there ever a plan B or something else you were going to do if this didn't work out, or were you just kind of all in from the beginning and that's how it rolled?
Basically what happened, I mean, we're at school and we're, doing the band, and you're still thinking, oh well, I'm going to, do my, what were the O levels and A levels,
Right.
And, maybe I'll go to university. I did okay, but not good enough to get into university. In the late 70s, early 80s, England was just unbelievably awful. I mean, there was no jobs.
Right.
You saw people who did go to college coming back working as tellers in banks if they were lucky.
Right.
And it was kind of unspoken, but basically like, well, this sucks, so I've got nothing to lose. Let's go for it. I had a job working for basically like the health and safety. It was a government job, which was very cushy. Where I used up, in 1982, I used up all my holiday in the first month
With the band.
with the band, and
Yeah.
it's like, we got a lot going on, we got to quit.
Right.
See you. So I jumped ship for the princely sum of about $20 a month following that. So yeah.
So was that like the...
And I've been starving ever since.
Was that like the aha moment where like, hey, I can actually make a living doing this, or was it? I mean, was it one of those?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, we did the first album. The first album had come out and done really well. We were ready to bring out the second album, and touring Holland and primarily Holland. I think in the period of 81, 82, we must have went to Holland about 7 or 8 times.
Oh, really?
You know, get on that horrible ferry on the worst part of the sea in the world.
Is that because Holland was on board early with you guys?
Yeah. Yeah, the first time we went overseas, we played Italy, and then we drove up to Holland and played in Holland. And it was crazy, crazy fans. We've always had a good following ever since then.
That's good. So when you're on the road and you're doing these 40, 50 dates, I know you're busy, but do you have time to get out and explore at all, or is it kind of just work?
Yeah, we always try to get out and about and see what's going on. It was a little harder on this particular tour just because of the way we were transporting ourselves. It's hard to say, okay, let's drive down the street with a 37-foot tour
Right.
bus. With
Plus
a
it was
trailer.
8 degrees. Or minus 8 degrees or
that,
whatever.
that also
Right.
kind of puts you off a little bit. But yeah, I mean, we were, earlier this year, we were at a festival in Madrid. We got to have a good day out, wandering around, looking at everything.
Right.
We try and get out and about.
Did you explore the food as well?
Always.
I imagine that would be the reason I'm doing this, that would be my favorite thing to do, is be out and exploring the little holes in the walls, not any kind of chains or big places, but the little mom and pop places. In Colombia, I bet you find crazy good food somewhere.
That's going to be awesome, some of those places. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember. There was some band I know that were in, the example would be they were in Italy and the guy took them to Sparrow for pizza.
Yeah, right. Let's go to McDonald's when you're in South America,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. So
Is there I know you guys have
try to avoid that.
Is there some place you haven't been to that you'd like to get to?
Australia.
You get something in Australia?
I've got contacts. Hopefully we might get to do that this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that'd be great. And we love Japan, and we're going back to Japan.
And that's another country that's usually pretty rabid about metal, right?
Yeah.
I've heard all kinds of stories about how those fans are really intense.
Yeah, the first time we were there, there's this one plaza, can't remember its name, but you always see it, but it's kind of like a Times Square type of deal. I walked across the street and some guy stopped us, and he had one of our early singles, and he burst into tears and was hugging everybody, and
Really?
going crazy. And the first time we played, you know, they're always traditionally very reserved.
Right.
Is anyone even here? Open the curtain, the place is jammed and just quiet. But the next time we came over, they were making a racket, chanting our name, and when we finally finished, they wouldn't leave.
That's nice.
That was like, and the promoter out there, this is very unusual. No one gets this excited.
So that makes the 24-hour journey well worth the trip.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, and that was an interesting tour because I'd hurt my back and I was in complete agony. The first gig we played had a ramp to get on the stage and you had to bend down. I couldn't get on the stage. So they sent me to a chiropractor who systematically beat the hell out of me.
But enough to get up on the stage?
Oh yeah. He said, I'm going to do this thing with the table now. And we did this and we dropped the table and I screamed, made all kinds of noises. You feel better now? Because hell no, I feel awful. But that was fun. Yeah.
And then the next day, I'm sure you were as sore as hell from all that manipulating.
I couldn't jump around, but
right.
I could move. And
you can play.
I could play.
Right.
And the only thing you usually worry about stuff like that is your voice. And I was so worried with being able to move, my voice was fine.
That's great.
Right. Displaced paranoia. I commit sacrilege here. I usually break it in half because I can't be bothered trying to push it in afterwards. And we'll do that, and that. there we have it. We've got a little bit of salt in there. Alright, boom.
What do you guys have planned after the holidays here?
We are going to South America end of January, and we're playing a whole bunch of places we never played before. We're playing, there's a band called Heathen from California, been around for a while, they're opening up for us, which is great. We're playing Colombia the first time, Peru.
I've heard the South American fans
Mexico.
they really appreciate the metal down there and they get into it.
It's definitely the way back machine. It's like Holland in 1981. People are crazy.
Right.
Very young, all totally knowledgeable. They've done all their homework, and they've planned that this is their life. It's crazy to see. I mean, when we were playing that show of Metallica, there's people in the front row. They're all crying, and it's like they're very intense.
Right.
Very intense.
So you mentioned that a lot of the fans are young. Do you find it? What is the crowd like at a Raven show nowadays? I mean, is it people like my age bringing their sons and daughters, or is it a mix?
It's a mix, and it really depends. I mean, we played Houston, and it was all kids around about 18, 19 year old. And then you played Austin, up the road, and there was a lot of, this is the first time we've seen you guys in 30 years.
Right.
Like a collection of like 18, 20 guys all together that banded together to come down with, and then a bunch of younger people. So,
Right.
which is, it's great. You know? And like you say, we're bringing our kids.
Right, and my son wants to go for sure, absolutely. And
Definitely
I saw you guys
you.
30, I'm trying to think when now. Probably the first time I saw you guys was back like in 80.
1900 and frozen to death.
In 83 in Valley Stream, and then we were just talking about New York. Do you remember the Rio Theater? It was in Valley Stream on Rockaway Avenue. They used to have everybody there. I mean, I saw Slayer there. It was a little movie theater and they converted. I think I saw you guys way back, and I don't even know, like 83. Right across the street, you may have done a signing at Slip Disc Records.
Slip Disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
I mean, we used to walk to Slip Disc. You get your paper out money and walk to Slip Disc as soon as you got paid to go buy whatever. Because Mike was awesome.
Did some horrible bars out there. Cheers out in Babylon.
Yep.
It was like a bunker.
Wow. What a small world.
And of course, L'Amour's.
Oh, yeah. I miss L'Amour.
Yeah.
I saw so many shows at that place. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, we were sneaking in at whatever, 16 with the fake IDs back then. Because I think it was only like 19 when I was going to get in and drink. And we used to go see everybody.
I was like going to Beirut to see a show.
Yes.
It was such a
But once you got in, the shows I saw there, unbelievable.
Nearly all the shows were there. The dressing room was right next to the stage, and it had like an 18-inch gap.
Yeah.
So you just sit there for hours listening to off the stage. So you were usually so mad and pissed off you'd go crazy by the time you get on stage. So that was always motivational. Then they put the dressing rooms downstairs, which was a lot more sensible.
That's all gone now. I mean, they even expanded, right? They had L'Amour East, and then they did L'Amour Far East, and then they ended up going the way of everyone else. But the original in Brooklyn was absolutely incredible.
Was it. Yeah, and they opened one in Staten Island for a while, about like 70.
Oh, they did? I don't even remember that one.
You're not missing it. It was out in the boonies, totally.
Alright.
But it was cool. A lot of those clubs were very cool. It's it's tough, but there are decent venues out there.
Right.
Guys who've got the smarts to build it up as like maybe certain nights of the week they're going to have bands on.
Right.
And they get a reputation.
And you put decent bands in there.
Yeah. Instead of Kill Your Mother Part 9.
Right.
Instead of al dente, I think this came with al mushy, as they would say, but it's okay.
think we just got carried away with some good conversation.
That's what it was.
You had good company. Forgot the spaghetti.
This stuff here. And put that on there. And I'm going to tie Bruce down and force feed him.
I tell you what, you don't gotta do that. It smells absolutely fantastic in here. So, again, I wish we had that smell-o-vision. Let me get the good old.
Smell that? Wonderful. Come to me.
So here we are at my favorite part of the episode, the eating. Probably the reason I do the show, I get people come over and cook for me. If you're ready, let's see what you got. Not bad. That's really good, John. That's fantastic. And you know what? I think this definitely would be a good holiday sort of thing. Whole family around the table. It's perfect for Christmas Eve, sort of.
That's right. Just pour it over your turkey. You're all good.
Everybody's over the turkey. Turkey's done. That was the last holiday. Now it's all about the.
It's all about.
I've still got the Italian still partying me from being up in New York, so this is definitely.
That's it.
For me.
This is definitely the deal.
Well, John, I want to thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sure.
Good luck with the rest of the tour.
I'm good.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
You got it.
Cheers. Delicious!